So, hello, and welcome to From the Depths. We've started off in the middle of combat. My planes are just flying around, finishing off the rest of the White Flayers who decide to attack us in the middle of our introduction. But, yeah. I've been gone for a while. About, I'd say, maybe a good month, which is pretty despicable. I've been preoccupied. From after I posted the War Thunder video, I got really sick. And by sick I mean literally hacking my lungs out. Sick, can't talk, sick. I tried to do a stream sometime in the middle of it, but it didn't turn out too well. It was literally just hacking away. I'll post a video if I still have it, but yeah, it wasn't pretty. Aside from that, after I got better, which was about 2 weeks in, it was already Christmas by then in the holiday season, so I decided to just spend some time with family instead of recording. And now it's the new year. It's a week into the new year, actually, and I'm now doing this. So I think what we're going to do in this episode is we're going to try to finish off the White Flayers, or not finish them off, but neutralize their two bases in the middle of the map, and then decide what to do from there. I've done a little bit of work when I was sick. I've retrofitted the Vermillion a few times, so we have a newer model of that. But yeah, basically today is going to be kind of a chill day, kind of, getting back to our bearings. For you guys, not so much. It's been only 2 weeks since the last video at most. But for me, it's been like a month, so I have no idea what the fuck's going on. I just kind of have to settle back down into it. So to that one fellow who advised me to use rudder steering instead of roll-based steering for planes, or turning, actually. I'm sorry. I completely misread you. I basically thought these settings were entirely something else, but yeah, I misread you. So sorry about that. You were right in that rudder control probably would have been a good way to kind of sort it out earlier, but with the way my plane works, I kind of wanted to roll base turn sometimes, just so I can loop around and drop more bombs. Rudder based steering is more for precision steering, or kind of aligning it up with the target. So the battle's finally over. It only took about 30 minutes to finally drop enough bombs on the thing once we turned. I retrofitted the Vermillion. The prior version was the A4B, this is the A6B. Major improvements include better turrets, faster firing turrets, better detection. We can now detect behind us as well as below us. We also have a PID for stabilization, so the drowning incident for the Vermillion won't happen again. And finally, nose art. This version of the Vermillion did have better shields too, but if I can just take time to mess with some settings. So basically what happened to the Vermillion is that the A6B had double shielding under the advice of a friend. The problem is this was before the patch. After the patch, now, as you can see, shields cannot project the rudder shields, which means you cannot double shield. I'll fix it later, but for now I think we'll keep the A6B. And in the end, we return to where we came. Bombing poor villages. Fortunately, it does seem like our shields are holding off the APS rounds from the village's defenses, but those APS rounds aren't going to hold off our carpet bombing. The bombs are falling everywhere. Oh my. Nothing is safe. All these homes lit up at night. We'll light them up some too. I don't like how all the bombs are focusing on one house. It feels kinda, you know, uninspiring. Oh. So, I think our bombing missions wiped out a good chunk of the town. Definitely destroyed all the defenses. Nothing shooting my bomber anymore, I know that much. But, seeing as how the village is kinda what's left, I think if I don't capture this town now, there's gonna be nothing left to capture. Oh, that's awful. It's just painted in, fleet colors. So when you capture it and your fleet colors don't match, it's just kinda turns the whole building blue. You know, the first time I played this game, I spent like an hour looking for the AI of a small village, of houses kinda like this. And it just brings back really bad flashbacks. I'm sorry, I just did not want to deal with trying to find the AI of this house. So, I outsourced. There we go! Only took 160 bombs. What the fuck? Who are these guys? Who the fuck? Changing plans. We're going to have to hop back into the Vermillion. Because it seems like we have company. I'm really hoping that our what's it called? Our defense turrets can kind of deal with these things. Because otherwise we're going to have to fly directly over them and manually drop our payload since the bomber is not configured to attack air targets. Do you think you're safe from a bombing run while you're in the air? No, friend. No, you aren't. Well, never fucking mind then. I think we've managed to fend off most of our attackers. Right. Back to business. War. War is hell. This poor chap didn't make it through the bombing run. I don't think any of these villagers did. So, we've captured the village, or what's left of it, rather. We've managed to destroy most of the attackers on our tail. There's probably one or two still left out there, hanging on. But I'm confident the Vermillion will find them. If there's one thing I need to do, is to at least retrofit the Vermillion so that it's faster, or at least turns closer to the actual battle. I've kind of strayed away from the thought of upgrading the engines because if you go too fast, the carpet bombing is going to be too spread out, and you kind of want to concentrate that to a single target. But if it's going to be this painfully slow to get anywhere, we might want to bring in a faster bomber. Put all those tracers in the night. Oh, there we go. Good job. Good job, Vermillion. Oh. It seems that the lightning hoods are finally catching up again. Let's see. Polarity, Sapphire, Flash, and Streak. What do we have here? Oh, yeah, the Zhao fleet. Yeah, I'm confident the Zhao fleet can take him out. So, we're going up against the lightning hoods. There's a little bit of lag, and I'm a little bit worried about using some of our oldest fleets to fight them, but hopefully they're not too dated. So the battle's been going on for a little bit, I'd say maybe 10 minutes, and it's really hard to know who's winning at this point. I don't think a lot of these old ships can really slug out the high-powered shells we need to take out the Lightning Hood ships. I don't think the Zhao class have actually moved much this entire battle, and the slow guns of the Monka class and the Lao class aren't really up to par. Not to mention that besides being slow firing, they're not actually doing that much damage. What's killing the lightning hoods is the loss of missiles, and even then it's kinda iffy on how well that's working. So, to highlight the fact that our fleets need upgrading, it's been roughly, I'd say, 30 minutes, and this lightning hood ship has literally been spinning around in the circle, dodging the entirety of our fleet. Yeah, that's really bad. Well, that battle only took the greater part of an hour. Yeah, we'll really need to rehull the fleet later. I might have an entirely specialized episode to it, because it is a very big project to bring this up to date. So it seems that this village can't get a break. It's being attacked by both the White Flayers and Lightning Hoods now. So, yeah. Fortunately, I did manage to build some things here. We do have 2 flak cannons and some defenses on the moored H1, but otherwise, it's entirely up to Vermillion to finish the job. So it seems that the Lightning Hoods, or well, the White Flayers, well, both of them actually, ended up spawning on the ground. And while they do have thruster craft, they aren't really supposed to fight on the ground, and it seems like we have the advantage for now through sheer bullshittery. So I brought in something to help the Vermillion finish off the rest of the White Flayers. Another Vermillion. So this is the B1B Vermillion. Only difference is that I fixed the shielding, so now they work. Has about 2 hours flight time before it has to refuel, but that's pretty adequate for this game. Shields are about at 3 strength, besides the wings, which are all 1 strength. But otherwise, it seems to be a pretty solid design with a landing gear sticking out. I'll have to do some tweaks later. So the combination of flak guns and bombers have pretty much wiped out the stranded White Flare and Lightning Hood fleets. And I think this is the last one, actually. So once we finish this off, I'll show you around the village. So, welcome to Liang Village. It's named after the KK Liang, which I've pretty much turned into a makeshift command center. I've kind of come to the conclusion that my submarines aren't that great, so you know, to save money and time, I've just turned a U-boat into a type of base of sorts. The stand for the Liang ended up costing quite a bit, a whopping 50k. So it's pretty expensive for basically what is a display stand, but I mean, it looks alright for a makeshift building. Aside from being a command center, the Liang is also our fuel production area. So basically what this means is that the Liang is going to function, this village is going to function as a type of base, in a sense, to where we can refuel and continue on from here. So it doesn't mean a lot for the boats, since a lot of the boats run off steam power, but for the planes, it basically extends the range halfway across the map. We have our flak guns here. They're not great, especially in conjunction with, you know, these shitty flak guns in the Liang, but I think they should be enough to pretty much fend off whatever comes out this way. We're going to use it as a base, so there's going to be plenty of ships in the area. So, I mean, it's good. Also, the issue with the bombers earlier occurred because there's a mix-up. This is the B1B variant. There are technically 2 B1Bs that I named in my folder. This one's the newer one that's based off of the A6. But the difference between them was that the older variant tried to play around with spin blocks, and playing around with spin blocks doesn't work because it just produces a lot of torque and it's just a mess. Hellblade spinners are so much better, in my opinion. I've also retrofitted the Phoenixes. They're now the Fenghua class of planes. Basically, the difference between them and the Phoenixes is that they've gotten rid of the tail gun, which didn't actually work that well, to fill it up with more bombs. The forward engine's gone too. We didn't really need it. The engines are now self-contained in the Nautiluses. Inside the bomber is a little bit comfier too. It's the actual cockpit. We now have a PID system, so the bomber will fly straight and level. And we have warning lights to tell us if we are going, too damaged, low on fuel, or if we're in the clear to bomb something without, wasting bombs. So, yeah, the new Fenghua bombers. Basically, improved Phoenixes. So, make of that what you will. So, we're flying into the White Flare village, and we're already beset upon by several thousand rounds of flak. But it's fine. The newer Vermillion's built to kind of reflect away all these shots, so it's whatever. The fleet I'm not too concerned about. The village does look nice, though. In particular, the nice pyramid centerpiece. Might capture it, might not. We already have the Outer Village as a type of base of operations. But, I mean, we can always capture it. Just to have it. Ships on the ground are getting absolutely obliterated by all the bombs falling on them. 2 Vermillions means about over 300 bombs falling on you at one point. So, these guys are fucked. I'm hoping to stop my bombers before they take out the entire village, but ideally we'll take out the turrets and we'll just do it as last time, where we destroy the defenses and then we'll take over the rest of it. Oh, it seems we had a straggler for the bombardment. Some lucky White Flare who got away. But he's not going to like where he's going. Oh, Scheisse. A little bit of friendly fire. Holy shit. I do not want to be here right now. It's a little bit iffy about being down here when the bombs are dropping, but I mean, there has to be a way. I think it's a little bit funny that our bombers are doing strafing runs, but, I mean... Well, we captured this... Oh, God. Hello. I was gonna say we captured the building, but it seems like our bombs have other ideas. Well, it seems like the giant lobster has found the ocean, so I think it's our job to just kind of send it on its way. Goodbye, sea lobster. You are back where you belong. And the bombs are still dropping, Jesus Christ! Another day has ended for the Tian Navy. Our bombers have successfully destroyed several villages and captured several others. We've destroyed enemy resistance in this island, and although there are a few stragglers, it is not going to be long before the Vermillions rain terror down on our enemy. So I don't know what we're going to do next episode. Probably going to let my bombers run through the rest of the White Flayers on Fishbone Island. Also, lightning hoods, for whatever reason. They're here, so we'll get rid of them too. We're probably also going to finally name this bomber. Whatever chat decides upon. I'll let you fight it out in the comments. But otherwise, I think what we're going to do is we're going to probably rework some of the old ships and otherwise upgrade them to something that we can throw around in the mid-game. A lot of them work great against the Deepwater Guard, but now it's kind of questionable. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry for not posting more, but kind of a lot of on my plate to manage right now. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again sometime. Take care.